please. There you go. Keep this room nice and tidy. Excellent. There, please. Alright, well, we're sat in alphabetical order, so perhaps you could find where you'll be sitting. Okay, stand behind your desk there, please, thank you. So if you're absent yesterday as well, I've got a few things that you need to collect from me, so if you can just come to the front and get those. Let's try that again. If you leave your manners outside the door. Excellent. What's your name? And lastly. Wipe your feet there, please. Wipe your feet to keep this room nice and tidy. That's it. Thank you. Is this your seat here? Excellent. What's the word? It's not yeah, is it? It's yes. Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, so William informed me he wouldn't be here today, so that's, I'm well aware of that. Okay. Right, so good morning, Year 9. Now let's try that again, please. Good morning. The only person I can hear is Sean. Good morning, Year 9. Good morning. Right, thank you. Let's have a seat, please. Move this. It's good, that, isn't it? To keep the room nice and tidy. Yes, excellent answering in a sentence. That's what we like to see. And the year 13 who just left, they told me that as a leaving gift because they know how particular I am about keeping things nice and clean and tidy. Actually, Sean, I think what I've got here, this is the A-level paper 1, which they did yesterday. Very difficult it was actually, so fingers crossed we've done okay. Fingers crossed. Right, who's absent here? Sophie. Is she part of the science activity? Sorry? Yes. Okay, excellent. Thank you. What's your name again? Remind me? Hannah. Okay, thank you. Right, so I want to crack on today because even though the new exam specification is shorter than the old one, it's taking longer to get through. So your colleagues in year 10, we should be finished the first unit, but we're going to struggle actually to finish by the summer. So we really need to get a move on that. Now I hope that, what's your name? I hope that, like Michaela, you have all brought with you once again your copies of The Economist magazine, which I gave you yesterday. So if you can get those out, please, that would be most useful. Right, okay, well you need to be bringing those with you, Sean, okay? Sorry? Yeah, Scott, you need to be bringing those with you, please. Make sure you bring them with you. Right, so Mr. William Bourne, absent. And who's absent, did you say, Hannah? Sophie? Oh yes, Sophie Rowland. Is that it? Anyone else absent? No. Excellent. Right, okay, ladies and gents. So, yesterday we were looking at some of the data on this sheet, and some of you were just coming to the front to say one or two things about these particular items. And who was the last sort of pairing that were up here to talk about that? Pen out of mouth, please. Thomas and John. Is that correct? Okay. And what did you finish on? Did you finish on business investment?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we did. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Right, sit up, please. Sit up. Thank you. Now, there are lots of sheets and things there which you'll need to get stuck into book and so on to make sure you get that sorted out. Not at the moment, but at home in your leisure time. Okay. Let's have you two. Who are you? Kate and Elliot. Right, Kate and Elliot. Come up to the front, please. Kate and Elliot. And let's just say one or two things, or at least try and attempt to explain one or two things which are on this data sheet. So we'll leave investment because John and Thomas tried to describe that to us yesterday. So let's, either one of you want to say something about maybe consumer price inflation?
Is it where change the price for? So a consumer price index changes the price for...
Consumer price index, that's a very good term to be using at this stage. The consumer prices index, okay, what does that do?
It changes the price for, is it goods?
And services, actually. Goods and services. Okay. So that's consumer price inflation is measuring what exactly then? The rate at which what is changing?
The price of goods and services.
Correct. And does that change daily?
No. Does it change after a year?
The index is a rolling year index, yes, but it's actually updated on a monthly basis. So that is changing on a monthly basis because, of course, what's your name, Pitchfork? Josh. Prices don't stay the same all the time, do they? No. Things in the shops that we buy today are not the same price as they were even maybe last week, are they? No. What the price of something is rocketing up at the moment, and it's really frustrating me, and it's probably really frustrating your parents, because it's taking quite a substantial chunk out of any spare money they have at the moment. And it was on the 10 o'clock news last night, actually, this particular thing, which is going up and up in price at the moment. Favour, any ideas what that particular thing is? Sorry? No, you don't. Okay. Anyone? Sean?
Is it petrol?
Well done, Sean. How much more expensive is petrol today than it was 4 weeks ago?
I'm not sure, Mr.
Not sure? Well, let me tell you, Sean. It now costs the average family an extra £3.50. Now, you might think, what's £3.50? That's nothing. But it costs them an extra £3.50 to fill a standard vehicle with petrol or diesel. Now, if you're filling up once a week, twice a week, maybe you do a lot of driving, commuting to and from work, that's why I'm thinking of getting a little scooter to come to work, because if I had a little scooter, how much does it cost to fill a scooter with petrol? £4. And so I could get to and from school every week for £4. That would be a bit of a bargain, Hannah, wouldn't it? Yes. Okay. Right, so thank you. That's very good with consumer prices and the index. And Sophie, is it? Kate. Okay, Kate, talk to us about employment.
The number in millions of people employed in the area.
In the area? What do you mean in the area?
In a certain place.
Well, what number have we got there? How many people is that?
32.2
What? People?
million.
32.2 million people. And what area is that in? I mean, that must be a very large area to have 32.2 million people employed.
The UK.
Okay, that is in the whole of the UK. Now, how many people live in the UK, Henry?
65.
Okay, 65, between 65 and 70 million. We'll not argue, we'll not quibble, will we, Henry, over that number? So if 32 million are employed, how many are unemployed? Kirsty, Katie. Sorry, what's your name? Katie, okay. How many are unemployed?
The number of the population minus 32.
Yes, and I'm asking you to do that mental arithmetic in your head.
32.
Well, 32 and 32, 64, isn't it?
33.
Okay, if we're operating from 65, okay, I'll give you that, If we're working to whole numbers, okay. No, would you expect all of those people who don't have a job, would you expect them, all of them, to want to look for a job at some point? John?
No, because some children, some are tired.
Very good. Some of those people are your age. Well, you're not expected to have a job at the moment. Soon, yes, but not just yet. And some people are... What does that mean? Some people are retired. What does that mean?
Stopped working because they've reached an age limit, kind of.
Exactly. They've stopped working because they've reached an age limit. And do you know what age most people... I mean, obviously, would you like to retire as early as you could or as late, Hannah? What do you think? Okay. So what do you think? Do you think I would like to retire early? What age? 50. Okay. So I've got another 30 years to work on that basis. Hannah, is that correct? Hannah?
Yes.
Excellent. Good answer. Correct answer. So I've got another 30 years to work on that basis, Hannah. But actually, believe it or not, I cannot claim my state pension from the government until I'm 67 years of age.
Can you not just quit your job?
Quit my job. What do you think Principal Waterfield would think of that? If I just quit my job, you know, who's going to educate the young economists of the future? Hannah? You don't know. Yes?
Do some people already have their own pension set up so they can't retire early?
Correct, Thomas, that's a good answer. So when I retire, hopefully, you know, if I work that long, I will get the state pension if it still exists. I'd be surprised if there still is a state pension when you get to that age because it's too expensive to fund these days. But I will then get my TPA. Now, Dilbert, what's my TPA?
I'm not sure.
That is my teacher's pension. So I get my state pension, I'll get my teacher's pension. If I wanted to retire early, Hannah, say I wanted to go at 55, right, so I'd have to work 35 more years, obviously. If I wanted to retire at 55, I could claim some of my teacher's pension, which I pay into every month, but I would lose an awful lot of the benefit. So that's why a lot of people don't retire early, because they lose so much of their private pension that they're paying into, or their public sector pension that they pay into. So pensions, very interesting topic, something you should all be thinking about at the moment, straight away. You know, Sean, are you planning for your pension? You look like the type of lad who's planning for his pension.
Not right now.
Not right now. I bet you're thinking about it though, aren't you?
At some point.
Yes. I would love to retire at 50. Unfortunately, I don't think it will be feasible. I would love to, but I won't be able to. But maybe if you all plan for the future, you might be able to. The other thing is, of course, I might live till I'm 100. That's what I'm hoping for. You, Sophia, you might live until you are... What age do you reckon? A child born today has more than a 50% chance of living until they are, this is statistically proven,
I'm not sure.
about 103, 104, something like that. Can you imagine living to your 103 or 104? Can you imagine that, Manisha?
Yeah.
You can? Do you think that's an exciting prospect?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's great to live longer.
Why?
So you can experience more.
But what happens when you get older?
Nothing much.
Nothing much.
You just age.
You age with grace.
Yes.
Possibly. But do things go wrong when you get older?
Sometimes.
So sometimes you might get ill, yes? So that's not so good. Excuse me, young man, are you listening?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes, Mr. Hall.
Yes, I am listening, thank you. Full sentences, please. Look at your colleagues, look at me, look at these two people here. Because you've we've got a lot to catch up on because we were here yesterday. Well, that's interesting, Manisha. It's a pity you didn't come to the 100-year life debate that we had a few weeks ago, where we were talking about this. And the motion for this House believes a 100-year life is a blessing, won very narrowly. But the people against put a very strong case for saying that a 100-year life is not so good, really, because you lose some people, lots of older people, as you may have grandparents or maybe a bit older, and they start to lose their faculties, like the mental well-being, and then physically they deteriorate. Now, of course, nowadays you can replace knees and hips and so on and so forth, but you can't replace brains, and you can't replace organs. Well, you can replace organs, but of course, not in every case is that a success. So, I'm not sure I would want to live to 100, actually, especially if I wasn't totally with it in terms of my mental capacity. I want to still be able, Manisha, when I'm 100, to lift this and to read it and to absorb it and understand it. Okay, anyway, we digress. That's excellent, thank you very much. Would you like to nominate 2 other people to come and do the next little section, please? Crystal, Katie, Karen, Kate, yeah. Whatever. Who would you like to nominate, please?
Hannah.
And?
Emily.
Emily. Hannah and Emily, come to the front, please, thank you. This is excellent, isn't it, Emily?
Yeah.
A chance to sort of shine and display your knowledge and understanding at this early stage of the course. Okay, now look at the way we're standing. Look. Ooh, don't ask me any questions, I'm all locked up. That's very poor body language, isn't it? Do you think? Would you ever go to an interview for a job and stand like that, would you? Sean, when you went for your interview as prefect, if you had such a thing, did you have one?
No, I didn't.
No, okay, right, well let's assume you did. Would you stand like that?
I wouldn't.
No. How would you stand?
A bit more open.
A bit more open, yes. A bit more open, girls. Okay. Right, so average earnings, talk to us about
Is it just how much money?
Excuse me?
Average.
Uh,
Time.
that. And what do the numbers mean? 2.7, 2.6, 2.7? Can you help, Hannah, being the partner here? Hold your arms again. Okay, it says there, look, annual percentage change, so maybe that would help. So what does that mean?
How much the average earnings change?
Sorry?
How much the average earnings changed in the different years?
Okay, so how much are average earnings forecast to increase in 2018? 2.7? No.
Billion.
No. Annual percentage. So it's 2.7%. Yes? Okay, it's not a joke, Hannah. Right. Yeah, they're supposed to go up by 2.7%. Now, if you get 2.7%, sorry for crowding you out here, if you get 2.7% more pay, and prices go up by 2.4%, are you better off or worse off? So pay goes up by 2.7% and prices by 2.4%. Hannah, are you better off or worse off?
I don't know.
So let's say, to put it into numbers, right? I give you £27 more pay this year, and the cost of the things that you buy only go up by £24. So are you better off or worse off? Because? And you'd have if I gave you an extra £27 and the cost of the things that you were buying went up by 24, you'd have £3 spare, wouldn't you? So you could in effect buy a bit more. A bigger basket of goods. Yes?
Yes.
So when you people are all trying to negotiate your pay rises with your employers in a few years' time, you must make sure that your pay rise is higher than inflation. Because if you say to your employer, I'd like £10 pay rise please, and they say, right, okay, but prices are going up by £20, that would be madness, wouldn't it? Because actually, you'd be worse off. So when you negotiate your pay, it's got to be in line with this thing that we call inflation. Okay, right, thank you, Hannah. Emily, the LFS unemployment, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Go on, Emily, nice arms folded there. Excellent, go on, Emily. Look at your colleagues, Emily. Look, the audience is here.
How many people are unemployed?
Not how many.
The percentage?
Okay. So the unemployment percentage is forecast to be 4.4%. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is the lowest, and maybe you know this, maybe you don't. That is the lowest since 1975. The lowest unemployment figure. About 4% is the lowest we've had since 1975. Outstanding that, isn't it, Hannah? Okay. Would you want the unemployment, Emily, would you want the unemployment number to be high or low?
Low.
Correct. Because we want everyone to have a job, don't we? Look, it's brought a smile to Sean's face there, the fact that people might have a job. Excellent. Okay, thank you girls. Lastly, who would you like to invite to the front? Has she already been?
I don't know.
Manisha, has Manisha already been?
Ask Manisha.
Right, okay, thank you. No, you haven't, have you, Manisha?
No.
And have you, Dylan? Ryan? Brian?
Christian.
Christian, yes, close. Right, okay, you two up to the front, please, thank you. Perhaps you two would you like to go? No, thank you. Okay, sorry, Christian, is it?
Yeah.
Excellent, Christian and Manisha. Okay, who's going to take? These are two quite tricky ones actually. So go on.
I'll do the current account.
You'll do the current account. Crack on there.
Current account is a bank account that you can take money out of or deposits into without being recognised by the bank.
Okay, that is a banker's interpretation of a current account, but not an economics one.
Well,
Would you like to help them out?
isn't it the import and export from the country?
Outstanding. Manisha, Christian, listen to Manisha, she'll keep you right. Current account is to do with things that we bring into this country and things that we sell abroad. Why do we have to bring things in, Dylan?
Because not everything that we need is in our country.
Very good. Such as?
Food,
Sorry.
like food.
Strawberries?
Yeah.
Why bananas? Well, good source of potassium, bananas. Now, why are we not good at growing bananas? Dylan?
The climate's not very good.
Very good, Dylan, exactly. So we bring those things in from other countries where the climate is much more suitable, and then in exchange for that we say have some things that we're good at. So what do we send back that we're good at? So bring a load of bananas in from Madeira. Have you ever been to the island of Madeira, Christian? Put your hand up if you've been to Madeira. Pitchfork has. Who did you go with?
Mrs. Stan.
Rebecca? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, have you just got the one sister, Pitchfork?
One sister and one stepsister and three stepbrothers.
Oh, blimey. Oh. So you went to Madeira, and did you land on that, which is nearly in the sea?
Yeah.
Yes. You know what happened when I went? Pitchfork, when did you go?
Last year.
Oh, last year. I went about 6 or 7 years ago, and as we came into land, the pilot realised he was going to miss the end of the runway, and he had to zoom up again and come back around and land, so we had 2 goes at it. But, you know, I'm still here, so I survived that. It's almost potentially disastrous crash landing. But they grow bananas, don't they, Madeira?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what would we send them? What's your name, please? You're very quiet. Sorry? Alex, what do we tip top at and we send them in return?
I don't
The UK. What's the UK really good at doing? So one of them's on your doorstep, about 10 kilometres from here, and it's the most efficient factory in Europe at doing this thing. And even though it's on your doorstep, it looks like only Sean knows. And John. And Pitchfork. And Anne, excellent. And your name is?
Kitty.
Kitty.
Is it milk?
It's not milk, Kitty, no. Although, you know, we do get a lot of money from Europe for farming and so on and so forth. Yes?
Coal.
A few decades ago maybe, not so much nowadays. Get a lot of our coal from Australia these days. Oil. So North Sea oil depleting, employment depleting there as well, so no oil. Yeah, what's your name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Is it flour?
Is it?
Flour.
What do you say?
Flour.
Flour. As in to bake with? No. Yes?
Isn't it cars of the Nissan flour?
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. It is. It's cars at the Nissan factory. The most efficient car plant in Europe. Did you know that, Emily?
No.
How many cars do you think they make there every year?
A lot.
No, number.
I don't know.
Number. Give me a number. What's your name, please? New lad.
Glenn.
Sorry? Ben?
Glenn.
Sorry?
Glenn.
Glenn. G-L-E-N. Is that correct?
Double N.
Oh, excuse me. Right, double N. Is that because you're extra special, Glenn, is it? Right. Why? Sorry, not why. Number. Cars.
In the millions.
You tell me. Million seems a bit much in a year.
100,000.
No. More?
500,000.
Yeah, almost. About 500, 550,000, something like that, cars. We went there, year 10 and I, we went there with Mr. Ridley a few weeks ago. Very interesting. But any of your parents work at the Nissan factory? Excellent. What's your name? Michaela. Okay. We went around the Michaela. Have you been? No. Very interesting place to go. You should perhaps